British Raj in India. Close your eyes for a moment and picture this. The year is 1900. India, rich in culture, history, and spirit, yet chained by foreign rule. For nearly 2 centuries, the British Raj ruled this vast land, 400 million souls living under a crown thousands of miles away. Taxes were crushing, industries were drained, and dignity stolen. But here's the thing, inside every heart, a question burned. For how long? For how long would they remain silent? And slowly, the whispers of freedom began to rise. The seeds of nationalism. By the early 20th century, these whispers had become voices. Gandhi spoke of peace, of non-violence, of satyagraha. Could such simple weapons, truth and patience really break an empire built on steel and gunpowder? But here's the twist. Not everyone believed in one united voice. For millions of Muslims, a fear was growing. What if, in a free India, their voices were drowned by the majority? Was independence truly for everyone or just for some? The role of Muhammad Ali Jinnah. And then there was a man, a lawyer, sharp, calm, once admired for believing in Hindu-Muslim unity, Muhammad Ali Jinnah. But time changes people, doesn't it? Jinnah saw what others didn't. He saw the widening cracks, the mistrust, the politics. He asked the question no one wanted to answer. Can two nations with such different faiths, cultures, and visions survive under one roof? His answer was painful but clear. No. And so, Jinnah became something more than a politician. He became a symbol, a voice for millions demanding a homeland, a place they would call Pakistan. The idea of Pakistan. Think about this. Pakistan wasn't just a piece of land. It was a dream, a fragile, burning dream in the hearts of Muslims. A dream of dignity, of freedom, of justice. But dreams come at a price. And deep down, everyone knew this price would be heavy. Could such a homeland really be carved out? Or was it just an illusion that would shatter against the might of empire? The struggle intensifies. Through the 1930s and 1940s, the struggle became a storm. The Congress shouted for a united India. The Muslim League stood firm. Pakistan or nothing. Streets filled with protest, slogans echoed in the air, and friendships were tested. Imagine the confusion of an ordinary family then. Who do we support? Who speaks for us? And in the distance, the British stood silently, watching their empire weaken, knowing their time was running out. The end of the British Empire. By 1945, the mighty British Empire was broken. 2 world wars had drained it dry. Holding India was no longer possible, and so a decision had to be made. But the question was sharp, unavoidable. Would the British leave behind one India or two? Mountbatten, Plan of 1947. In June 1947, Lord Mountbatten stepped forward with the plan that would change history Partition, two nations, two flags, two destinies. For some, the announcement was a victory, finally, freedom. But for others, it was heartbreak. Families, communities, lives, suddenly divided by invisible lines. Tell me, how do you decide which side of the border your soul belongs to? The borders are drawn. A British lawyer, Sir Cyril Ratcliffe, was given 5 weeks, yes, only 5 weeks to draw the borders. Imagine that, 5 weeks to slice through centuries of shared history. Villages split, rivers divided, even houses cut in half. One day you woke up Indian, the next day you were Pakistani. How do you even begin to understand that? The mass migration. And then came the largest migration humanity had ever seen. 15 million people on the move, trains packed so tightly that people clung to the sides, endless lines of refugees, walking for miles under a burning sun. But this wasn't a peaceful march. Blood filled the streets, villages burned, neighbors turned against neighbors, and every train that arrived carried not just passengers, but sometimes only corpses. Was this freedom or a nightmare wearing its mask? The human tragedy. Historians say 1 to 2 million lives were lost, but numbers don't tell the story. Imagine a mother searching for her missing child. Imagine a father burying his family by the roadside. Imagine the silence of those who lost everything in the chaos. This was not just independence. This was heartbreak written in blood. And the question remains, was it the price of liberty or the failure of humanity? Pakistan is born on the midnight of August 14, 1947. Pakistan breathed its first breath. Jinnah, frail yet determined, told his people, "You are free, free to go to your mosques, free to live your faith." The streets of Lahore, Karachi, and Dhaka erupted with celebration. A dream once, just an idea, was now alive, beating in the hearts of millions. Pakistan was real. India's independence. And just one day later, on August 15, India too celebrated. Jawaharlal Nehru stood before the world and said, "At the stroke of the midnight hour, India awakes to life and freedom." Two nations born side by side from the same land, from the same struggle, and yet destined to walk different paths. The legacy of partition. Even today, the echoes of 1947 are heard. Borders remain tense, politics remain bitter, and memories remain painful. But beyond all the conflict, there lies a truth. Partition was not just about land. It was about identity, about survival, about people choosing who they were. And so, we ask ourselves, could things have been different? Could a united India have survived? Or was Pakistan always written in destiny's book? Closing scene. Pakistan's birth was not ordinary. It was a miracle stitched together by hope and sacrifice. But it also came with wounds that time can never fully heal. So when we look back at 1000 947, we see both pride and pain, both victory and loss, and we are left with one haunting question: was freedom worth the price?